Yeah, this week we had the last weekend we had an election in Venezuela, and right now Venezuela is in a mode of protest against the election, which the incumbent president was declared a winner for the third term. Uh, and this was an election which was disputed. Right now, the opposition is saying they won the election, while also the opposition declares that they won the election. Exactly, nobody really knows what happened. It was a period that people just the election was declared. Right now, you see in the country there is protest, election violence protests. People are protesting against Maduro's win. Did he really win? As the people are protesting about his election win. It behoves what a country, what is really going on. Like the people went to the polls, they voted, and there was a general consensus. Opinion polls were showing that um, Maduro was going to lose big in this election. But it was surprising that he was declared the winner. What transpired and what brought all of that is still in a debate. And actually, um, this was the provisional result of the National Council declared Nicolas Maduro won by 51.2%, 80% of the votes in, and the Gonzalez, who was opinion polls saw that he was going to win a lot, got 44. But according to the opposition, Maduro lost the election big. He only garnered 2.7 million votes, while Gonzalez won 6 million votes. And as you know, that Maria Corina Machado was the opposition person who was supposed to run, but it was barred by Maduro, and therefore Gonzalez was running as a surrogate. It's quite unique on this election, and this is an election that many people have questioned. Um, the European Union has said that they are asking for transparency of this election. And what really transpired? Most of the elections in this country have been initially been they have been processed by the electoral system, e-voting, and it has been working successfully in this country. One of the big companies which conducts election in most of the countries has been conducting election in this country from 2004 to 2017. Smartmatic has worked with Venezuela, but after the 2017 parliamentary election, they thought that the government manipulated the data, and therefore they stopped working with the country. So Maduro was a sitting president who was running for his third term in office. He has seen the economy of the country go down because of corruption and the dictatorship. Actually, the economy of the country slumped during his reign, although this is because of the US sanctions, and now it was coming up. Now, exactly who won this election is not known. The results, as I said, according to the National Election Council, the election were just released, but then many countries have said, US has said, Blinken and Latin American leaders have expressed serious concern after Venezuela dictator Maduro claims victory. Now, They are asking even at the Carter Center. There were so many things which happened here. In this election, there are so many things which are in gray area. The opposition claims that witnesses were denied access to the National Electoral Council headquarters as votes were being counted. Only a very limited number of election observers were allowed to monitor the vote. This included the Carter Center, which called on the National Executive Council to publish polling station level results, saying that the information was critical to our assessment. And UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres called for complete transparency and for the electoral body to undertake their work independently and without interference to guarantee the free expression of the will of the electorate. So the National Electoral Council halted the data being sent from polling stations to the central body, thus preventing more votes from being processed. Those are the allegations which are very critical to Venezuela's election. Now, let's go and see truly how is election, because the Carter Center at one time said that the election in Venezuela is the most transparent that somebody cannot manipulate. This is the National Electoral Council process. When a voter comes, they use the biometric voter registration machines. So he had to use the fingerprint to make sure that he's registered as a voter. So it has to be verified by fingerprint, which means you cannot vote without being registered and know that you're the one. Then that is the one which enables the machine to open. So we say, okay, you are allowed. And then the e-voting machine, so it gives you a touch screen where you select who you want to vote for. After you have done that, it records whom you have voted for, and it stores in its hard drive. And then the machine prints a receipt for you. The receipt you have to verify manually that the one you chosen is correct. So you verify that, a voter has to verify that, and then at that time you have to deposit the receipt in a ballot box. At the end of the day, the votes are totaled. The machine prints a receipt. It shows how many votes were cast and who won what. So then that printed copy is given, is verified with what is on the ballot. They will check are the numbers tallying the one on the ballot box and this one. And then the representative of parties are given copies. And from there, the machine transmits, each machine transmits to the National Tallying Center. And also the political parties, the agents have to submit theirs to their political tallying centers. Then after they receive at the tallying center, they tabulate the results, and then the National Electoral Council announces the result after they are verified the result. So all of this, the opposition is claiming that as the agents were transmitting the result to their political tallying center, they say that the opposition leader Gonzalez won the election. So they're saying they have proof that they won the election. But Maduro was declared by the National Electoral Council without this process being done. So they did not verify, they chased the people out, they only just declared the winner. So what an irony in this country. Maduro has been in power for 2 terms. This is the third term is going in. The country is poor. The country is rich in oil, but is poor because everything is controlled. Actually, if you see how he has consolidated his power using the National Constituent Assembly, and actually has made the National Assembly so weak. So he is controlling, his party is controlling everything with the military on his side. And now with the economy going, what has happened is that most of the people are most of Venezuelans have moved, millions have moved to other countries. There are refugees in other countries, and they were having hopes in this election that the opposition was going to win. And Maduro has declared himself because the people of the Electoral Commission is controlling them. So what is it? The protests, these protests which have risen in the country, they are really, this is a big crash that the members of the Peruvian National Police and the National Guard are clashing with opposition, and it looks like it's not going to end well. And you wonder, did he really win? We can't prove. The Carter Center has specifically said that they will declare this until they get the result from the polling station. The electoral process in Venezuela is supposed to be watertight, but because the officials are compromised due to the dictatorship of Maduro, it is yet true with the way the election were declared. There is a lot to be desired, and I think Maduro has declared himself president without really having the result from constituencies. So is it a curse? Sometimes I wonder. Is it the curse of the oil curse? Because this country has had oil problems, children, many people have run out of the country. This is actually the time the world needs to sympathize with Venezuela, the country of Venezuela. And if there is anything which can do, actually with these protests, they need to protest until Maduro leaves office. It cannot just happen like that. They had put all the structures, but how come you declare yourself without putting the constituency tally? The jury is out there, but according to my analysis, it looks like there is something fishy in how